Can you tell me a little bit about your training and your process, and if you're a fan of the genre?
Ooh, loaded question. Betsy, would you like to start?
My training and my process.
Theresa, would you like to?
No, I'm ready.
Oh,
I'm ready.
That was a process.
That wasn't my process. Actually, I did study acting and drama. I went to Michigan State University. Are there any Spartans out there?
Come on,
No.
Betsy.
Okay.
We're in Connecticut.
That's right, I'm sorry. Okay, I went to Michigan State University, and then I actually, I have a double degree in theater education. I had a teaching certificate, and I had my other degree in classical voice. And I was actually in Detroit when I met Sam and Rob and Bruce, and I had been told by my theatrical agent that these 3 young gentlemen were thinking of making a horror movie, and they wanted to meet me. So I just thought that was sort of weird, and so I said, I'll meet them, but I'll do it in a public restaurant, because I thought if I was going to get murdered, at least the waiters would see. That's the honest truth. And I have been acting on and off ever since. My process, I don't know if I have a process. I guess it's just the raw talent that just comes out of me. Am I a fan of the genre? To be perfectly honest with you, I really don't sit down or go to movie theaters and watch horror films. They actually really scare me. In fact, we were doing the commentary last night, and there were some people sitting right here, and when the hands come out of the door to get Bruce, I mean, I must have jumped a mile high, and I've seen this movie 60 times. So either I have actually no memory, or I still get frightened. So they really do frighten me. I actually would like to ask you fans out there, there's a movie that just the trailer frightens me, and it was out a couple of years ago, and it was about all these weird, scary, awful things that would happen to you on a daily basis, that could happen to you, like we imagine it. Okay, so the trailer is like this. There's somebody going down the street, and then there's a logging truck in front of you. What is it? Oh my God, I can't even stand that trailer. I swear to God, that's my life. I feel like every time I'm on a highway, there's going to be some logging truck in front of me. The chain's going to come loose, and guess what? I kiss it with the log. Oh, I'm telling you, I do not watch.
Well, I did it with a tree.
But I got the whole truck.
I thought you
logging.
So that's my process. I don't know if that answered your question.
I'm kind of like Betsy too. We've met so many stars from these horror movies doing these conventions, and you get to know them and you think, well, I should go home and watch their movie. But I can't do it. It scares me. I can't sleep after I watch it, and then I think, okay, I'll watch it in the morning. And then it ruins my day. So I can't do it. And as far as my process goes, well, my training, I went to college, but I have a degree in communication arts. I trained at the Larry Moss Studios. It's kind of Stella Adler. My process is I read the script, I memorize the lines, and then basically I do whatever they want you to do.
That's not lovely.
It's complicated, but it works.
Okay, so training, University of Michigan, theater and drama, undergraduate and graduate school. I actually took a semester off to make this movie. And let's see, process, really, I guess what I learned was kind of a combination of all the different acting processes. I also don't like horror movies, but it's not because they scare me. It's just not, when I want to spend you know how you have your precious time that you want to spend being entertained. It's just not the way I choose to do it. But I gotta tell you, I love acting in horror movies. It's just like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I love acting in horror movies because you just get to experience and express the full range of emotions. I mean, when do you ever get to just go run and scream your guts out through the woods, endlessly.
It's like tree chasing.
I mean, you know, when does it doesn't get any better than this. So, yes. Hope we answered your question.
What had originally brought the three of you together on this new series you're working on?
What brought the three of us together? Well, the guy who wrote it really liked, he likes The Evil Dead, and he kind of liked the rapport that the three of us have. And so he wanted to write something for us. That's really what.
So it is based a little bit on our own characters.
What was that? What was the movie? Final Destination?
She's going to obsess over this, I can guarantee it.
But is that not true? Is that even not the trailer scary?
But you guys like that, right? Yeah.
I wonder if you guys would talk about working on Brutal Massacre.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, all these big names from the genre in one place. I mean, I only had a one-day shoot there, so I don't have a lot to say. But it was a lot of fun watching Gunnar Hansen throw food all over himself and on me, and it was just and be Ellen's waitress and yell at her. That was fun.
I actually was only on location for a total of 2 days, and I played for those of you who haven't seen it, I played the casting director. And I got to be really sarcastic and, and just say there's just no hope in this character to go on and make any more movies. But, it was a great experience for me, and Ellen actually really had a great part in it.
I loved it. I mean, if any of you out there haven't seen it, rush right out, because it's just, I was just talking to somebody who's probably here right now, but it's a shame that it wasn't marketed better, because I think it really could have been a very popular movie, because it's got Gunnar Hansen, and it's got Ken Foree, and Jerry Bednob from 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Brian O'Halloran from Clerks. So it was very fun. It had a lot of improvisation. And, like all of my movies, in this one I got to be covered in shit. So, yeah, I won't give away the plot, but, yeah, took some abuse in that movie too. Also, it was in the cold. I've never done a movie that wasn't in the freezing cold, where most of it took place outside. There was a point when we were shooting this movie where I couldn't make my lips move to say my lines. Because it was so cold. But it was fun, you should watch it, it was great. More questions? Anything? Okay.
Back to The Evil Dead, can you talk about your moonshine experiences?
No, we didn't know that it was a dry town, and you guys are familiar with that. Everything closes up here at 8. If you want to buy a bottle of liquor, you can't, which is surprising. Anyway, there you can't drink at all.
Well,
you couldn't. Well, yes. I don't think you can.
It wasn't prohibition, but...
Well, it was called the alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah. So we needed to have a drink. I mean, some, difficult shooting and difficult living conditions. So we met a nice young man who brought us some moonshine.
Well, there are people in Morristown that offered to bring us some moonshine, and we said okay, but we just didn't know that if we spilled any on the rug, it would like burn a hole right through it, or through our tonsils. And so it was pretty strong stuff.
It's really intense. I mean, if you've never tasted it, it's unbelievable. It's the faces that you are forced to make after you take a sip. It was, but
And all you need is a sip. All you need is one sip.
And you drink it in a jar, because there's really no glass. I don't know, they store it in a jar? I don't know why. And of course, we lived in this place where they didn't have glasses. So